Shalom. All praise on the Lord to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostle Green Millstone. And citation where I can teach all true sincerity. This can be called Thou shalt not suffer which to live. So this is Exodus 22 verse 18. It says, Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. So we're not supposed to suffer a witch to live. Even though, what's the word, putting particular certain groups to death, like witches or certain people are part of the alphabet community. That's taboo to put those particular uh, wicked people to death on this side. But we're not supposed to suffer, a witch to live. A person that participates in witchcraft, divination, necromancy, which necromancy is, I believe, communing with dead bodies, those that deal with familiar spirits, like talking mediums, those supposed to be put to death. But on this side, we can't do that. I'm gonna go to Leviticus 20 verse 6. And the soul that turneth after such as very familiar spirits, or after wizards, to go whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul, and will cut him off from among his people. So, those that go after familiar spirits and are wizards, and those are all up in that witchcraft, like voodoo, Santa Maria, all that communion with demons. Those individuals need to be put to death, according to the scriptures. I'm gonna go to Deuteronomy 18 and verse 9. Deuteronomy 18 verse 9 says, when thou art come into the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abomination of those nations. It says, there shall not be found among you anyone that make his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or a server of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto Yahweh. And because these abominations, Yahweh thy power doeth drive them out from before thee, thou shalt be perfect with Yahweh thy power. So we're not supposed to, be involved in these type of, wicked activities, because basically it will lead to your death. Being a part of divination, being a observer of times, enchanter, witch, a charmer, a consulter, communing with familiar spirits, and being a wizard, a necromancer, which a necromancer is a person that communes with the dead, like a medium, or one that says they talk to angels, which all that is wickedness, and mostly demons must come to that person. um um I'm gonna go to First Chronicles First Chronicles 10 and verse 13. This First Chronicles 10 verse 13 says, So Saul died for his transgression which he committed against Yahweh, even against the word of Yahweh, which he kept not, and also for asking counsel of one that had a familiar spirit, inquire of it. Because Saul, he asked this lady, the witch of Endor, to I believe he asked him to bring up to get in contact with Samuel, the prophet Samuel, which ended King Saul's life, because he wasn't supposed to do that. You know, he was, and he was supposed to get her out of the land, or put her to death, because she wasn't. He was supposed to. What's the word? He was supposed to inquire her services, so she could talk to the spirit of the prophet Samuel, which ended end up ending his life, you know, because when Samuel indeed came, he prophesied that you and your sons, he prophesied King Saul and his sons would end up, end up being judged for King Saul's transgression against Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you know. Um, verse 14, it says, And inquired not of Yahweh, therefore he slew him and turned his kingdom unto David the son of Jesse. And that's what happened. King Saul and his sons was slain, and King David was given the kingdom, because that was the king that was going to be set up after King Saul, King David. And after King David came King Solomon, you know. So anyway, I'm in the right here. I'm gonna say all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone. Citation, I can teach all truth, sincerity.